Hey folks, this is Vagrant. Welcome back to Disco Elysium. In the last video, we got into the abandoned building or the abandoned shops. I say abandoned, but there is somebody here, the entity that lives upstairs, according to the book. What's she called? The peddler of books. So we're now in here. We've put the body in the fridge. Still can't observe it at all. Can't figure out that at all, but whatever. And now we're going to make our way upstairs and try to find the entity. The floorboards creak. Shoes in a puddle. What is this over here? Oh, it is a thing. Oh, hello. Wait. Okay, what's this? What is that? What does that mean? Oh. Postcard La Delta. Okay. Hello, entity. Are you why all the shops are abandoned? This tray is full of dice. Colourful, polyhedral dice. Hundreds of them. Like a game master. The candy dispenser has been repurposed to contain thousands of dice. Colourful, polyhedral dice. Thousands of them. Hello. Is this the woman from before?
Hello. I'm Nia.
A bird-like woman sits on a throne of tools with emerald light shining through her hair.
Did you try knocking on my window? I must have missed you. I've been listening to my Melius. So what kind of die are you looking for?
She's got a direct view to the backyard. You should interrogate her about the lynching.
Interesting. Hold on, what do you mean by milieu? Because milieu is... the cultural milieu is like the state of the culture, isn't it? Or something like that?
Yes, a milieu is like a call-in station. You need a two-way radio to access one. That's why I have these.
She pats the headphones on the table.
Mostly, they just teach you to swear in different languages. But some of the stations can be quite interesting. I was so absorbed, I must have missed you knocking.
Milieu, yeah, a person's social environment. Gregory came from the same aristocratic, bloody no, it came from this. I've only just woken up. Came from the same aristocratic milieu as Sidonius. Gregory and Sidonius, they sound like they'd be best of buds, don't they? Sidonius is the lad who pushed the rock. Who's the lad who pushed the boulder? No, that was Sisyphus, right? Yeah. You must have confused me with someone else. I haven't knocked on your window.
Then how did you get inside? By the south entrance? You know what? It doesn't even matter. What matters is that you're finally here. Let's talk dice. Did you have something specific in mind?
Why are you asking me about dice?
I'm a novelty dice maker. Tell me the name of your role-playing system and I'll make the die you need. That's why you're here, yes?
My system is cop work.
As she speaks, her bone-like fingers fiddle with a ring. Her bones light, but her hands strong. Role-playing games? You know the one made by Fortress Accident. Does that count?
Okay, I just read it, wouldn't it? Sure, I like role-playing games, I need some dice. Maybe, I'm not really sure why I'm here, honestly. No, I was looking for something else. Squint your eyes mysteriously. Answers. I'm not interested in buying dice right now. I'm a police officer, I need to ask some questions.
Of course, I can see that. I just thought you were a police officer looking for dice. How else can I help you then?
I might occasionally start picking some of the slightly funnier answers. I really wanted to squint my eyes mysteriously.
No falsehoods are present. She's a novelty dice maker and doesn't have anything to hide. Ask what you need.
How did you become a dice maker? You've got to get to know him a little bit, you know?
How did I become one? It was a business decision. I was a regular jeweler at first, but that's an unfocused field with too much competition. Some of my friends were role players. They asked me to make some polyhedral dice out of cobalt. That was my first order. I grew it from there. Not especially. I like working with rare materials and a steady pay. And role players as customers? They're nice people.
Some of those nice people have big bucks to spend on novelty items.
What do you know about the man who was lynched behind the Whirlingin racks?
Nothing really. I didn't know him.
The lieutenant looks at his notebook. Then the woman under the large window.
Your window looks directly onto the courtyard. You're saying you didn't see or hear anything unusual last Sunday evening?
I'm sorry, detective, but as you know, I usually have my headphones on when I'm working. It shuts out most of the daily ruckus behind my window.
What do you mean by the daily ruckus? Also, ruckus is a fantastic word.
Well, there's always something going on in the Whirling's backyard.
She stops to try and come up with an example.
During daytime, there are usually those kids. And lately, I've been seeing a lot of drunk workers hanging about. Must be because of the strike.
She's heard of the murder, but did not see it, sire.
But I never saw anyone during that fateful Sunday night, I'm afraid.
You never took your eyes off the work to look out the window?
I might have, but in this case, all I would have seen is my own reflection staring back from the darkness.
That was oddly poetic.
It's light here, but dark in the yard at night.
Yeah, I figured that out, visual calculus, thank you.
It's really hard to make anything out in the yard when it's dark outside. Besides, I rarely get up to look out the window when I'm in the zone.
This person values focus above all. She keeps her sharp sight on the instruments before her.
Do you often work Sunday nights?
It's an odd profession, making dice for people. But I like it, and I prefer doing this to sitting at home.
Thank you.
She nods.
Anything else, officer?
Where are we? Why are you in this abandoned building?
We're inside the chimney of an old central furnace. It's strange, I know.
She looks at the ruddy bricks that make up the walls. Even though they've been repainted, there are still signs of coal black soot here and there.
But when I arrived here, all the other rooms were taken, so I had to build myself a makeshift home. Besides, I don't really have to pay any rent here, so that's a plus.
Creative.
I've heard this place is cursed. Did you know that people call it the doomed commercial area?
I've heard the stories, but I don't think those stories are true.
Plaisance is one who sent me. She's convinced that the place is swarming with malicious energies.
Plaisance, the bookshop lady? I've heard that her business is doing rather well. Have the energies spared her somehow?
Bookstore isn't doing that well. Hardly any customers. Wise woman.
Oh, right. But it's not just the bookstore that's still up and running. What about the whirling in rags? Some people say it's part of the building complex.
Right, I don't want to defend the curse. You're right, the whirling doesn't look like it's cursed.
And then there is me.
She sighs, looking at her messy work table. All kinds of tools lie there scattered, from knives to carving files to wire cutters.
I've been here for 14 years, selling novelty dice to role-playing enthusiasts. Not exactly a million-real business idea, yet somehow I've survived despite the talk of malicious energies. Strange, isn't it?
It's because she's in cahoots with the demon.
You're right, Half-Light.
Maybe it's just because she's so talented that she's been able to woo the curse.
Yeah, I'm not going to defend the curse, okay? I'll be the first to admit there are many inconsistencies in this so-called curse.
I was just about to ask, what do you think? Do you think the curse is real?
The jig is up. The she-demon knows you've uncovered her true identity.
I think it still might be you that's causing. Narrow your eyes very mysteriously. Right, I'm going to try to pick answers I enjoy more, but only if they go in the direction I want it to go in. So unfortunately, it's not the right direction. I'm starting to think there's no curse. Only business decisions and natural market fluctuations.
Exactly. Truth is always so disappointingly mundane and boring.
I can't let the she-demon know that I'm onto her, you know?
But I'm glad we got this sorted out. Anything else I can help you with today?
I think I might have to go talk to Plaisance. Yeah.
That's all she has to say on the subject. She's been thorough and truthful, as far as we can see.
Why hasn't her... Wait. Shivers. Well, Shivers are already +1, so I suspect that it's not going to get any higher than that. But let's have a little look. It's a tough one. Oh, there we go. +2, baby. Alright, let's give it a go.
Oh, it's you again.
Why
Are you
hasn't her
looking for a
business
die?
failed? Come on, game. You've been shafting me a little bit again.
A gust of cold air sweeps through the chimney. The stones and minerals on the shelves rattle as though agitated. For a moment, it almost feels as though you're outside the building, exposed to the atmosphere.
Kind of surprised that worked. This is still just a theory, but hear me out. I think I know why your business hasn't failed.
Didn't we already talk about this?
It's because you're not... Wait, no, this isn't technically the doomed commercial area. You're not in the same building as the others.
What are you talking about? My address is exactly the same. Rue de Saint-Guilain 10.
No, the old coal plant that used to be here was subsumed into the new venture. Its ruins swallowed up. Yet it has a different address in the heart of the city.
No, this used to be a coal plant. You're in a chimney of another building.
This doesn't make any sense.
She looks around the makeshift nest that she has carved out for herself, bewildered.
Are you saying my business was spared because of a technicality? Where is this coming from?
I'm just using logic. It's windy in here. You probably haven't properly sealed the chimney crown.
You're right. I should take a trip to the roof once the snow is gone. Does it mean that I'm safe from failure?
No one's ever really safe from failure.
She starts laughing, her fingers trying to rub away the exhaustion from her face.
What?
Do you know what this is?
She raises her hand to reveal a piece of metal shining on her index finger. I don't care what it is. I only came to tell you about why you haven't failed. Looks like a regular piece of jewelry.
It's a mourning ring. I made this when my first company failed. It was a small jewelry shop right here in the East Delta Commerce Center, built with the little I inherited from my parents. I drove it into the ground within a year. I didn't have what you would call a viable business plan.
See, the curse is real. I bet you didn't run this little jewelry shop from the protective depths of the chimney. Why are you telling me this?
It wasn't just a jewelry shop either. I always thought that it was just the world that you were supposed to try again and again until you finally succeed.
Aw.
And now you're telling me what? That it was all because I didn't run my little shops and ventures from a dump inside an abandoned chimney?
No, I don't believe any of this. Don't call it a dump. You made it nice and cozy here.
Yeah. Or maybe it's the entire world that's cursed. It's such a precarious place. Nothing ever works out the way you want it. That's why people like role-playing games. You can be whoever you want to be, you can try again. Still, there is something inherently violent even about dice rolls. It's like every time you cast a die, something disappears. Some alternative ending, or an entirely different world.
Just like the episode of Community foresaw.
But anyway, thanks for sharing your theories, officer.
Okay, we've got a new thought. The precarious world. Temporary research bonus. All red checks fail. Jesus. Seems like the point of this game is victory. The absence of defeat on all fronts. Victory in business ventures and creative undertakings. Victory in love and over other people. Political victory. Ideological victory. Hell, even sexual victory. Definitely a lot of object-based victories too. Having things and not losing them. One problem though. Not a lot of victors in sight. Everyone's mostly losing. Why is that, and how do you not lose? Do you know what happened to the other tenants? Everyone's gone.
More or less. Are you interested in anyone specific?
Oh, quite a lot of them spring to mind. Rats scuttle in the dark rooms, under the abandoned blow dryers and dusty mannequins. Cobwebs cover rotors and radio computers alike. So much failure.
Okay, so if it's not a curse, which we've established, even though she lives in the separate building, which, you know, I don't think is relevant, but still, why has every other building failed and hers has carried on? There used to be a hair salon here, right?
Yes, I think it was called Androgynous Orlando or something similar. They weren't a big hit around here. Turns out that working class men don't like genderless haircuts. They're scared of that word.
You wouldn't like it either. The others would laugh at you. A bit of experimenting every now and then isn't bad.
Guess I'm a simple man, don't really have any opinions on hairstyles.
Me neither. I just want it off my face.
I like her. What happened to the gym?
It wasn't merely a gym, it was Artemiteps Boxing Club. A community project created to steer at-risk youth away from drugs and crime.
Who's Artemitip?
A kind man, from Zemsk. I heard he had some trouble with the law when he was younger, and that's why he wanted to start the gym, as his way of giving back.
Maybe that's what... Kuno is exactly the kind of guy who would need a community-centric boxing club, and then he'd end up being in, Rocky in 40 years.
Kuno? Who's Kuno?
He's a little ginger gremlin who likes to defile dead bodies.
Oh yes, you mean the kid with the sailor's mouth. Yes, I've heard him yelling profanities in the backyard.
He's a little ginger gremlin.
I think it would take more than a gym to help that kid.
Oh, God. How did it work out?
It didn't. If anything, it made the youth situation in Martinez even worse. At some point, someone started a rumor that the punching bag downstairs was full of amphetamines.
Electrochemistry, you keep your mouth shut, okay?
You should have known it.
What did I just say?
It's not really full of that. No one would store their drugs like that.
Eventually, the coalition took away the funding and the club went bankrupt. This was a few years ago. It's gotten much more peaceful around the plaza ever since.
What's up with the broken windows?
Oh, this one's a mess. There used to be a company that promised to repair windows 24 hours a day. What could go wrong with this one, right? Turns out, the business was actually set up as a front for an illicit group that was producing snuff milieu. Who would have guessed?
What's a snuff milieu? Trust me, you don't want to know.
And they never cleaned up the debris either. Now it's just littering the hallway and I have no idea how to get rid of it on my own.
Huh. Very cool. Very cool. I mean, I know what a stuff milieu is. I'm assuming a milieu is in the same context as she said her thing, and I think it's like a short film, or like she's just using it to mean a piece of media or something like that. And obviously a snuff film is a film where people, well, die.
It's a Sub Rosa radio station that broadcasts real murders with real victims. Some people pay good money to get off on it.
Oh, of course, it doesn't have to be a film. It's the milieu in this context it's the stories. It's a radio broadcast.
Nothing changes in her tone as she says that, as if it's just another piece of information to lay out for the world. What does she mean to get off on it?
Come on, electrochemistry, I think we know the answer to this.
Don't worry, the ICP has a separate division that deals exclusively with unlicensed sub-roses. This isn't our problem.
Good luck with that. It's not easy catching those perpetrators.
Come on, buddy, everything's our problem. Did someone here make stuffed animals? I saw mounts lying around.
You mean Mr. Fabron, the taxidermist? No, he mostly just did drugs.
But what drugs exactly?
No electrochemistry.
Anything else?
Okay, so far, there's a hair salon that was, let's say, metrosexual. That's quite an outdated word now. Nobody really says metrosexual anymore. It was quite a big thing when I was a kid. Metrosexual has become androgynous or stylish or, I don't know, less traditionally masculine, I guess. What was I saying? So there's a androgynous hairstylist in a very, very working class area, so that was never going to work. The gym had its funding pulled and just made the kids more violent. The broken windows were from a drug company. Wait, no. Wait, how did we get onto the snuff films? Is that what the windows were a front for? I've forgotten. Wait, let me just click through that again.
Oh, this one's turns out.
Right, yes, okay.
Trust me.
And they never. Yeah, don't.
Okay, so that's what that is. That's the front for the stuffed milieus. And then the stuffed animal, the mounts, he was just doing drugs instead. So far, all the businesses, very well explained. Creepy mannequins.
There used to be a fashion atelier here, but I have forgotten the head designer's name. They were doing well for a couple of years, until the insect rights activists came.
I'm assuming this is about using insects to make dyes or something? Insect right activists, what in the name of...
The atelier produced a certain collection that used chitin among the materials. Apparently chitin is made in the Occident, where it's extracted from beetle wings.
Wait, how did you get chitin from the... I say chitin personally. Where would you get chitin from the wings? You get it from the carapace, surely.
And you know how all kinds of political movements are big in the Occident. The activists shut down the biggest chitin supplier, which of course caused the price to skyrocket. And, naturally, all the most fashionable tastemakers refused to be seen in chitin from then on. The atelier went bankrupt before they could finish the collection.
I mean, as much as I feel like insects in particular have use in some ways in that, because they don't really feel they do have, I mean, brains inverted commas. They don't really feel pain and suffering this way that other people do, but I still find the idea of directly making clothing with insects on it is a little bizarre. Like, I wouldn't ever wear real leather. So, then again, a lot of clothes we make do to some extent come from animal suffering anyway, even if you're not wearing leather. They got what they deserved. Making clothes out of beetle wings is a terrible idea.
At least it had some spark to it. Most young designers just combine lace with leather and call it original.
You're not wrong.
As she shifts around, you notice several dead flies on the windowsill in front of her. Legs up. They're not moving.
Anything else?
What's with the rotor blades and skis?
They were made by a company called Slipstream. After they pivoted from making rotor blades to skis, their chief executive took off on a vacation with all their money.
She rests her chin on her hand with an impish smile.
Honestly, I think it's quite funny. I think he's still sending out holiday transmissions from Tulula or Tiumotiri or Hashtkor or wherever he is.
What did they say?
The usual, I imagine. That he's been thinking up all kinds of new business plans and can't wait to get started on them just as soon as he returns.
Her smile widens before she sees the lieutenant's face just behind you.
Men like that are a curse.
Sure, but Slipstream is history now. All their remaining assets got seized by the bailiffs in 47. I have no idea why those skis and blades are still lying around in the house. Not much use now, I guess.
They were just props. Why return them?
I wonder if she's got another way in. It does sound like she does. And we found a way out into the street very easily without having to take the back door through the curtain, etc., etc. So she can get in quickly. I'm surprised she hasn't maybe tried to clean up the area leading in, like making her home a little nicer. She's been here for 14 years or something. I found a strange machine.
Fortress Accident, the radio game studio.
She closes her eyes as some remnant of memory lights up her face.
They were an interesting bunch. We talked about role-playing systems every now and then. Once, I even saw two of them get into fisticuffs over Wirral. They certainly took their work very seriously, even if they seemed to be chronically liberal with their schedules.
What do you mean, liberal? What happened?
The usual. They ran out of money and couldn't get the project done on time.
What wrong?
Well, I did hear them talking at times.
She looks at the hallway as if she can still hear them chit-chat behind her curtains on a cigarette break.
They seemed to believe they were historical individuals on some grand quest.
She sounds almost mocking when she says that.
Must have been a gigantic ego trip.
That's what I thought. Because when the money started to run out, they just began to complain a lot about capitalism. You know, how the markets are rigged to keep up new businesses and so on. In the end, they just didn't get it done. They didn't have enough willpower to produce something truly historic. And to show up to work on time.
Showing up to work on time is hard. No, scratch that. Showing up to work at all is difficult.
Showing up to work on time
if you've been drinking.
Is incredibly hard. No, you're right, they should have just tried harder. They had everything needed to succeed.
Still, not everyone is going to make it. That's the nature of the game.
Yeah.
The result is 1 on a 20-sided die.
Anything else?
There's a terrifying taxidermied bear in the cellar. Well, it's not a bear. It's not taxidermied even, but still.
Oh boy, the fabled Revachol ICT. You're in for a treat.
Maybe
here.
it is taxidermied. I never thought about it. I figured it was like made from the same material as the outside of the fridge or something, because it looked very similar. Maybe it was actually just taxidermied. She smiles and leans closer, hands on her knees, like a stand-up comedian ready to tell a story.
The place was owned by two guys who had some rather innovative ideas about marketing. The bear was one of them. Now ask me about their other ideas.
Indeed. What were the other ideas?
I just don't care about the other ideas. I want to hear about the bear. Did the bear work? Right, what about the other ideas?
There was really just one. And it involved picking out the prettiest girls in the neighborhood and paying them 20 cents per hour to man the booth. And by man the booth, I mean slump behind the counter with a face that could maim you if you ever dared to disturb their bored magazine browsing.
Fritta does the same thing.
It does. I know a girl just like that. She works in the Frita as a cashier. She's not particularly friendly. What did they expect? 20 cents per hour is dog's pay. Award-winning idea. I don't have an opinion on applying this one now. It didn't work out for the business. Let's do a 3-to-1.
Employing silky teenage girls is a widespread practice, yes. Unfortunately, they always come in packs. I'm talking about acne-ridden girlfriends and gorilla-like boyfriends loitering near the shop. At least that's what happened with Ravenshaw ICT. And they already had the bear.
What about the bear? What about the bear?
The bear.
She repeats, pressing thumbs into her temple, like trying to suppress a headache. Didn't work out?
Of course not. The bear was terrifying. No one wants ice cream guarded by a hostile apex predator. To make matters worse, the fridge didn't work too well either, and half the ice cream came out malformed and partially melted.
Oh no, my corpse.
Eventually, Ravenshaw ICT lost the price war to its rival, Glacé 5000. Glacé 5000 sold caramel sundaes for only 5 cents a piece, out of regular fridges.
I mean, I would happily buy from the bear fridge, but they would have to work out. I'm sure the bear was doing its best. Let's do it.
Maybe, because the taxidermist who made that bear definitely wasn't. Doing his best, I mean.
How come?
He said that the bear was his vision beast. He said he met his vision beast while high on desiccants. Called it Megatherion.
Sounds cool.
It does sound cool.
Scary, but cool.
Megatherion?
Megatherion, a mega wild beast.
What's a mega wild beast?
It's an imaginary beast that guides you through life by telling you to do more drugs, mostly.
Okay, this is very similar to Vision Quest that people go on.
A wise and noble beast, guiding you toward the land where the streets are paved with drugs.
I mean, following a giant red-eyed glowing polar bear to drugs does sound like a fun day, but I don't do drugs.
Very good. You shouldn't do them. You're a police officer after all.
I just want you to approve of me.
Anyway, now you know the story of the fallen ice cream empire.
She seems almost sad finishing the story. Some dust beams swirl in the afternoon air. Her eyes follow it idly.
Little sparkling embers under the window. Outside it's light. Light scatters from the low-hanging cloud cover. There's always the threat of snow.
Anything else? Another
interesting.
failed business, perhaps? I've been here for a long time.
The whole thing about having the attractive girl up front, even if they don't really care, yada yada. I mean, it's still a thing. I mean, you see GoDaddy adverts on TV. Now, GoDaddy don't do it anymore. But when I was younger and the internet was like burgeoning, God, it makes me sound so old. But no, in like the early 2000s, for example, early to mid 2000s, when GoDaddy was like the place to get your website address name, etc., your domain name. GoDaddy used to have the GoDaddy girls, and it was just scantily clad girls in GoDaddy merch all over their homepage. Lots of sports still do it. You know, boxing still has the ring girls. F1, it feels like it's moving away from that. MotoGP's trying to move away from it, because at the end of the day, it is heavily rooted in misogynistic attitudes at the end of the day. Oh, here's all these pretty girls that are just here to literally just to show off their bodies, basically, to keep men interested in the sport. But I don't know. Oh god. Right. I found the building's intercom. It's not working.
Oh, right. I hope you didn't try to ring me.
I did.
I think none of those doorbells work, including mine. I'm still in the middle of connecting the wires. Sorry about the confusion.
Oh, she's really nice. What's her actual name over the novelty dice maker?
The doorbell with the empty name card must belong to her then.
You tell me the doorbell with the empty name card was yours.
That's right. I haven't even written my name there. As I said, it's quite useless right now. It doesn't work yet.
Haven't you been here for ages? I was wondering about the Whirling Rags, part of the same building complex. She did mention something like that.
You could say so. Both houses were built at the same time and under the East Delta Commerce Center project. That explains why you can call the whirling from the intercom, albeit I doubt that anyone responds.
If the whirling is part of the same building, then it's part of the doomed commercial area. The darkness of this place is there, too.
There's no doomed commercial... Inland Empire. Leave it alone. I love that picture. I saw a name, East Delta Pinball, on the doorbell.
Right. It used to be a gaming arcade. This is an ancient failure, before my time. I'm not surprised, however. My advice, don't base your business on a fad. Hypnotism, florography, trick-track, especially pinball.
Agreed. Pinball is the worst.
I like pinball. My dad loves pinball. But pinball, again, is a thing that feels a little old now. Feels outdated. I mean, it felt outdated when I was a kid, so it definitely feels old now. A strange thing happened when I tried... Oh, wait, what was I going to talk about? I used to love the arcade, actually. There wasn't a pinball arcade, but the arcade... I mean, are arcades even a thing? Do people go to the arcade? I mean, to be fair, the only time we went to the arcade was when we were going bowling, and there's an arcade attached to it, which I imagine is really the main way arcades still survive. And also the resurgence of arcade bars, you know, where you can drink and play games, which sounds... Yeah, well, it is a great idea. There's a really good one in Manchester that I've entirely forgotten the name of. I was meant to go with my ex, but then we broke up instead. Oh, God. That was a long time ago now. By the time you see this, God, it's been ages. A strange thing happened when I tried calling a company called Slipstream SCA. Someone answered.
It can't be true. They don't work here anymore. They've been gone for years. Are you sure it was Slipstream SCA? Was it a woman? Maybe it was Plaisance from the bookstore.
This was like in episode 1 this happened. She said she was from Tricentennial Electrics. And episode 1 was like 6 months ago for me, so...
Tricentennial Electrics?
There's a moment before she recognises the name.
It used to be a major electric company 100 years ago. Are you sure it wasn't just some kids playing a prank on you?
It was too real to be just a prank. Either we're dealing with a professional actress, or...
No, it was something else. Something eerie. Narrow your eyes.
Pranks can be eerie.
She looks as if she's still convinced it's nothing to be worried about.
Oh, the kids these days. We were just one of them, and now they're terrorizing us. No solidarity.
I feel you. I have a few more questions about the building, do I?
Sure.
Oh, I
I'm
do.
listening.
I had other questions.
Good. I hope it clarified things a bit. What else?
This is the last one I've got. I'd like to order a die from you.
Of course. Tell me what you have in mind.
I'm looking for something to help with my work.
I think I have just the right one for you.
She opens the top drawer of her work desk and takes something out. 2 polyhedrons, red and blue, are cradled in her palm. I don't get it.
You're a police officer, right? Here, catch. They're a gift from me.
Aww.
A beautiful woman tossing you a gift. Whatever you do, don't overthink it.
Totally overthinking it.
Mr. Smooth moves. You snatch the dice out of the air with one hand, just like you're in a movie.
Okay. The game gave me a 28%. It's going to punish me very soon for somehow pulling off a 28% red check. Say nothing. Act like you've done this 1,000 times.
What are the odds? The red one is made of bloodstone with a lapis lazuli inlay, and the blue one is the inverse. Think of them as your lucky charm, officer.
She smiled at you. She smiled. You truly are Mr. Smooth Moves.
You definitely need luck in Martinez. Was there anything else?
Aw, I love her. These 20-sided dice have the colours of a police alarm, bloodstone for red and lapis lazuli for blue. If you roll them and squint your eyes, it looks like you're arriving on the scene and it's raining. Note, look at the map. Oh. Look at the map tab in journal to see which ones have opened. Damaged ledger. Is that the only one? I've got quite a few here that have opened up that we can definitely go do. The tracks, the ledger, the mediums. God, I hate them. Why is this so bad? Why is this so terrible? Honestly, it's really awful. It barely bloody works. Like, it just keeps jutting down there. I can hold it and drag it, but then it's terrible. Look. It's really, really bad. Is it because I've clicked on one? Does it keep... No, I don't even know what's going on here. It's just broken entirely. We should go talk to Lena again. We should do the set of tracks and the ledger. I don't know where the ledger is. It's around there somewhere. Wait, is that not in my inventory? Ledger of failure and... let's just have a little look.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A
there
cache
we
of
go.
papers hanging from the board, with the permeables drawer inside. It's barely held together by a clip, then made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner.
Yeah, I got +2 for my dice set. Logic 5, very high. Can I read the case files now?
Yes, at last. You find a way to piece them together using the alphanumeric code on the margin. HDB 41, date of initialization and time of arrival on the scene, followed by the title. For example, HDB 41120117000, the Next World Mural.
HBD 41 Rutner's Officer Precinct.
Why, yes, your precinct number is 41.
And HDB...
Every last alphanumeric in the files begins with it. And these are your case files. It's safe to say HDB are your initials.
I am indeed Harry Dubois.
Harry Dubois, HDB.
I think what you mean to say was RAC, Raphael Ambrosius Costow. I'm going to give up on Raphael. It was a fun jaunt.
That's comforting to hear. Now, detective, it takes half an hour to piece one of these together, if you still want to. Here are your options.
What do you mean, peaceful? Okay. The Next World Mural. I don't get this.
This one is relatively easy to reconstruct. Overnight on 1202, a graffito, nay, a mural, appears on an 8-story tenement overlooking central Jamrock. The building is a sparsely inhabited ghost tower, part of a failed real estate development called Grand Couronne.
Oh, okay, so my thing's a bit of a mess. I'm kind of I'm building my files back together, piecing them together, putting them in the right order, etc.
Cause of failure, rent too high. The mural is enormous. 2 silhouettes, a man and a woman, are kissing. The text cut into their form reads, "True love is possible only in the next world. For new people, it is too late for us. Wreak havoc on the middle class. People call it that thing and that fucking thing. It's visible for miles. In 2 days, the station's complaints desk gets clogged with requests to remove the bummer. You and your partner are assigned to the case. The graffito crew is easy to track down. Only the bell lecturers have the literage of industrial paint to cover the surface. One of the graffito artists is rumored to be rich. They take responsibility for the execution, but not the design. The ideologue of the Next World Mural, as the crew calls it, remains an unknown.
Do I ever find out who came up with it?
The case files do not show you finding the author of the design.
Come on, Dubois, sort it out.
The crew agrees to clean up after themselves. However, your partner, JV, is against the removal, citing public support for conservation. This leads to a debate in Precinct 41, which then spreads to the streets of Jamrock, ending in a rare plebiscite organized by you and the rest of Row 3.
What is a plebiscite? Now, with the word plebs, I'm assuming it uses the citizens. I'm assuming it's like a public forum kind of thing, but I want to find out. Direct vote of all the members on an electorate on an important public question. Yeah. So, everyone in the area gets to vote on something, basically.
The 9,000 people subjected to the mural's message, all of Lakeside, Central Jamrock, and Villa Lobos, plus half of the eminent domain, participate in the vote. Although the case begins with what appears to be a lot of rambling on the streets as to how juvenile and stupid the mural is, given a choice between 2 options.
I mean, I would keep the mural, personally, because... it's visible for miles. But it's on an abandoned building. Keep
A
it.
staggering 78% of voters choose to keep it. Turns out the opposition were a loud minority. And that love truly is possible in the next world for new people. And it is too late for us.
All that remains is to wreak havoc on the middle class.
In any case, it appears to have been a rare case of civil activity in the quarter. and agreement as well. What do you want to tackle next?
Okay, so this takes me half an hour each time to go through one of these cases. So I don't want to
Not much has changed
do
in
this
the mean.
too much. I want to do like maybe we'll do a couple more tomorrow. It's already quite late. Okay, we're done here. All right, goodbye. I want to go do some of the checks we've missed. So I want to go talk to. Oh wait, is there always 3 in here? What's this? Oh, that's the daughter. Wait, is that the door outside? There's a door outside. I don't remember where it is. It's in here. It's around here, isn't it? I haven't found any bottles in a long time. They don't respawn magically, which makes me sad. So I guess this is the way she comes in. Down there, down there. Alright, let's go talk to Plaisant. We've still got a few hours. If I need to kill time, that's what we'll do, basically. Something down there? What? Wait. The musty smell of potato cellar in spring emanates from the air vent. Oh, I don't think it's actually relevant. It's good to know there's a potato cellar down there. You never know. You never know. Oh, right, yeah.
The woman before.
Hey, kid. Do you want to know about the curse?
Hello, sir. How is the investigation going? Found any curses yet?
Yeah, I found a way into the doomed commercial area.
Oh, that's great! I hope exciting adventures lie ahead. And maybe you can help Mother become less afraid.
Oh, I can't do that one again. Okay, bye. Oh, she's nice. Right, I'm going to put away this flashlight, I think. Did I just put away the wrong thing? I did. It looks weird carrying around a flashlight. I'll carry it around my plastic bag instead. Plaisance, you're not going to believe me, are you? I can see already.
You're alive and well. Don't keep me waiting now. What's in there? In that dark sarcophagus?
The dark sarcophagus. Pause dramatically.
Yes. How was it?
Tell her how ghastly it was. You know it's what she wants to hear.
It's a charnel house of failed business enterprises, leeching life energy from this bookstore. No, I don't want... No, we're not, honestly, a dump. Nothing to see there, heaps of garbage. Someone should let the sunshine in.
But what else did you find? Did anything survive? No, of course not. Have you located the entity?
I talked to the entity you told me about. Her name is Niha, and she's a novelty... Did we ever learn her name? She's a novelty dice maker.
A novelty dice maker? Well, spit it out. Why does she need the dice? For some kind of sorcery? Sometimes they use the ankle bones of sheep.
She's not a sorceress or some malicious entity. She's a businesswoman like you.
I don't understand. If it's not her, then where is the source of the doom? How did she explain the curse?
Before you say anything, ask yourself, is the woman really able to withstand the truth? The narrative she's built herself, it does need tearing down. Just don't say you don't have any answer yet. The uncertainty is killing her.
Look at him. All the parts of my brain working
To hell
together.
with it. Perchance you ought to just lie, sire.
She says there is no curse, there were too many inconsistencies. The source is in the taxidermist's shop. He became involved in arts darker than taxidermy and brought the void spirits down upon this place. Don't have an answer yet, still needs to be followed, like the strange radio computer. Another entity more malignant pulling the string to Martinez. Perhaps this... No, okay, we're just going to say there's no curse.
Too many inconsistencies. What kind of talk is that?
Good luck persuading her. Some people can rationalize anything.
As I said, she's a novelty dice maker. Her business has been up and running for a long time now.
Yes, because her business consists of the psychic leech that's been feeding the curse. I see that you've fallen for her manipulation, Detective. The investigation is over. I just hope that you haven't made anything worse by going in there. Thank you for nothing. Please, do buy some books, or be on your way.
Huh.
Wow. Total psychic collapse between you two. There was never any other way this could have gone. She's just too far gone into her own mind.
I am sorry we had to disappoint you, ma'am. Can we go now?
The shop around you feels ancient suddenly, damp and saturated by the coastal air. The books are rotting. A great cold lives here, and there too. 1,200 meters away, on the urban coast, the dark shape of a church is reflected on the water, calling.
I feel like the church has been mentioned a couple times. Anyways, farewell for now, book peddler. That'll always make me happy. Do I want any books? Is there any reason for me to buy a book?
A small mountain of colourful board game boxes. There.
I don't think so. Okay, well, we've leveled up. Do I want to put points into... Oh, sorry, kid. I tried to convince her, but
sir.
it didn't work. Do I want to level up, or do I want to buy one of these? I don't know. I kind of want to keep putting points into my freaking perception until I finally... But I mean, eventually we'll probably just get an item or something, or a thought that'll level my perception up, right? I'm gonna unlock this. I feel like I want to unlock all these first. There's so many of them though, and I'm gonna end up spending points to untake the ones I've already got. Precarious World, Wasteland of Reality. This is one where I can. This is me quitting alcohol. I'm gonna go for it. -2 physical instrument for 20 hours though. It's a long time. 20 hours in this game is many hours in reality. So a little spooky, but we're going cold sober, baby. Now this is, I think, a visual calculus.
What do you see?
Right, how do
What do
I
I think then, after...
Indeed.
So far, so...
Of course, there were 8 tracks,
Oh,
but there are only 7 Hardy Boys.
let him have his moment of joy.
There's one pair missing from the Union box. The 8th pair. I'm going to say it was our old soul.
Oh, wait, this is all new. So the odd soul was present at the lynching isn't in the mess hall right now.
Yes. I doubt the Hardys are going to tell us who this person is. For now, it's best if we just keep our eyes open. I'm sure our investigation will eventually lead us to the old soul. A week, maybe? 7 days would...
It is not
As I said,
correct again.
interesting. Someone operating a workbench with a pedal? Like a joiner at the harbor? No, it's not. Perhaps it could be a driver. We should keep our eyes open.
I'm just looking for...
200.
There's a
You
check
might
here
be
somewhere.
Possibly.
But
And I found
why?
it before, so I'm just trying to find it
They could
again.
have used the makeshift... You have a point there. Anyway, I'm guessing that's the skinny Hardy boy. The one with his front teeth missing. I could still be wrong, but I'm probably not.
Right, now I'm confused. I thought this is... Ah! Where's my journal? You gonna let me go? No, of course you're not. I can very slowly scroll. Set of tracks, visual calculus, medium. Is this not visual track? Is this not set of tracks? Am I missing something? Okay. Well, that's a medium. I want to do medium ones. So, knick-knack stand. Is that in the area as well? Backyard wall is impossible. Knick-knack stand. Is that inside? Oh my god. Ah! Well, my physical instruments just dropped, so a lot of these get harder. Knick-knack stand. If I was a knick-knack stand, where would I be? I think it's inside here, if I had to guess. No. They're very general, right? That is not the set. Wait, that is the set of tracks. I'm confused about this one. I feel like I've missed something.
What do you see? A week, maybe?
It is not
As I say,
correct again.
Ah. Okay. Well, I don't know what to do with that, and I don't know where the knick-knack stand is, so I can't actually do any of my white checks right now. I mean, a few of them are attemptable, but yeah. It's 6 o'clock. We need to kill 3 more hours. Warded door. Oh, right, yeah, we're not doing that one anyway, are we? I mean, it is that. It's behind the store. Punch clock payphone. Oh wait, no, it's not. Wait, no, it must be. Oh wait, that actually shows where I am. Interesting. I didn't see that. I mean, that's whirling in rags, right? And that's the. So it must be to the right of the. Yeah. Okay, I guess. Wait, how am I there though? Wait, I'm confused. You are here. Is that the whirling? No, that is clearly the whirling. Am I crazy? That's clearly the whirling. So the you are here just is way off. I'm not there. I'm there. I don't think it's meant to be that specific though. But the other place for the knick-knack stand is... Actually, tell you what, we'll nip inside and pay guards first of all. My 20 real gone. Oh, I had to talk to her, didn't I? Did I have something to say to her?
Oh, hello, dear. There you are again.
Suggestion. I swear this was open. Is it because I had the gear for it? Let me have a little peek here. Clothing! Wait, what was I wearing? Oh, suggestion minus. That's not good. Let's get that back on. I'm gonna need all the physical instrument I can get at the moment. Wear that. It's the only one I've got, isn't it? I don't think that works. I don't think clothing does it.
Oh, hello, dear.
No.
There you are again.
So it has to be a skill or something else. God, I have money for you. It makes me deeply sad, but here you go.
Can I help you? Got the 20 real?
Yeah.
Good. You got the room for the night, but remember, you'll need another 20 real tomorrow.
How could anyone forget, asshole?
Yeah, I wish that page was working better. It's a little frustrating. But let's go see if we can find this. I cannot remember the knickknacks. I don't know how long it's been, but I do not remember the knickknacks. Paddywhacks, give a dog a bone. Let's have a little poke around here. Could it be in the store, in the freezer? It could be in the freezer.
To the left of some croissants and juice bottles, you see several packaged raincoats fill a low shelf. One is missing. The one you legally purchased.
Oh. I guess that's... Well, it's still there, though. Game.
To the left of some...
No! I guess I had to do it before I purchased it.
The tear machine stands in the corner. A sign says, 1 bottle equals 10 cents.
I want to buy a morale-boosting
A
drug.
small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles.
Okay, here.
I only want one. Just so I've got something in backup, basically. We're a little bit on the poor side. Oh, so what am I actually doing then? What's my goal right now? Call Alice back in the day. That's going to open on Wednesday. Today's Tuesday. Ask Renee about the photo. The photo you found in Night Watchman's booth, the one with a happy couple. Ask Renee about it. He looked uncharacteristically happy in the picture. Prove your authority. Find more. There's a lot going on that I want to wait until 9 PM, you know? Sometime after 9, yeah. Who's Renee? I don't even remember who Renee is. Are you Renee? You're not Renee.
Right to work! Right!
You're not Renee, you're Mañana. I'm a little... This is the first time I felt a little... Not lost, really, but just... a little less clear on what my immediate task is, you know? Did I meet Renee at some point? Is Renee the happy, chipper Irish guy? Not like I'm gonna remember where he was, but he was down here, I think. Oh. This place is a little confusing. Renee! Renee. You Renee? God, I hope you're Renee. Otherwise I don't know.
Hey, mister.
No, it's
I knew
easy,
you'd be
Leo.
back to talk with old Leo here. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. It's like Lady Larice said when she opened a bathhouse in the basement of my apartment building. They can only get so far before they're aching to get back. And lots of folk really did keep coming back.
Leo, can we make this shorter in the future, buddy?
Sure, mister. Absolutely. I'm always willing to help out nice fellows such as yourself.
Alright, Leo, thanks. What is this? Oh, this is thingy. Okay. What is my plan? I guess I could do my case files. I feel like there's some investigating somewhere that I haven't explored. This is honestly the first time I felt like this in the entire game. Those white checks have thrown me for a loop, because neither of them seemed possible to do, and I was quite excited about the concept. Let's get out of here first. Bah. Very slowly. Okay, so what is the idea? Oh, can I do this?
A lorry stuck in the traffic.
Already done it. Leo?
The woman still had.
Who's Leo? I don't remember who Leo is. Hello. Ruins full of snow. No one lives here anymore. That's weirdly sad. Did I ever click on this?
An old monument.
Did. Done everything I wanted to do. It's very disconcerting. Also, I can piece together my case files, and that'll kill, because we're trying to get to 9 PM, right? We've got a while to go until then. Let's have a look at the old journal, right? So let's just have a look. The smoke on the balcony, 9 PM. Get the boots off the feet. Autopsy has to be finished, so that's just not going to happen anytime soon. You have to get rid of Kim somehow. Find all the armor pieces. You want all the armor pieces, deck yourself out in full metal battle-hardened glory. I've got to buy the pants from Kuno. Sing karaoke, I need a song on tape. Find a way into the secret passage. Try. Right, let's just go through all of them, so we've got like some awareness of what we're trying to do here. Keep searching for the caller, that's going to take some time. The victim's tattoos, we're doing that at 9 PM as well. Ask Gart if he knows how the victim's clothes... Oh, I didn't see that one. Okay, let's go talk to Gart. I got very distracted by the whole dilapidated building aspect. It was very exciting. Gart, my good friend.
Can I help you?
I saw another thing at the whirling.
Another thing? Great. I love those.
Phone line's dead?
Yes, and the phone company is taking its sweet time sending someone to fix it. Losers.
Foul play?
Who told you that?
I would never disclose my sources. That would be dishonorable.
Fine, yeah. It looked like someone had messed with the wiring. It was shortly after the hanging, but I don't know if it's at all related. Plenty of arseholes around here who aren't murderers. If you do find out who cut the line, though, let me know, so I can forward them the repair bill.
What's the booster?
Oh, yes, that door, sure. There's nothing mysterious about it. It's just a door. No, I don't have a key. Don't know how to get there. Or some boring...
Okay, we've done this already.
To maintain an air of indifference. It's absolutely...
I think you'd like to know once we've done that
Fine,
before.
okay. So, I haven't opened it. Yes. You're already set for the night.
So how do I ask Gart about that? This is what I'm confused about. There's so many things on this list that I can literally not do. How do I do this? He won't talk to me about it. Am I missing it somewhere? It's just options I've seen before.
You? Another thing. Great. Yes?
Yeah, I can't. It's not an option. I have some confusion here, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, blue door. What secrets do you hide?
See a heavy steel door with a prominent dimple lock. It's painted blue. The door does not budge. The cobalt blue surface. It leads to a side building, adjacent to this one.
Okay, I'm assuming we get in there from the other way. So I can't do that either. Don't know how I'm going to track down my badge. Can't do that until tomorrow. Can't do that until tomorrow. Can't do that until we get across the water. I do feel a little listless right now, but thankfully it's the end of the video, so I've got some time to think and process. Like, what was the point in this whole adventure? I mean, I was going to say the whole adventure in the building, but the whole point was to freeze the body, right? Which we achieved. The whole stuff with the curse was just kind of like a little side experience. I think sometimes we do need to pass time. And that things will happen naturally as things happen, I guess. And that there may not always be something to do every minute. But I need to read the case files. So if I can't think of anything else to do, we're going to read all our case files. That'll take us to near enough 9 o'clock. When we get to 9 o'clock, there's 2 things we can do at 9 PM. And obviously more of the game's going to open up, I think, tomorrow. So there's definitely things to be done. Anyways, thank you very much for joining me. I'll see you lovely folks very soon. Cheers much love as always. Bye-bye.